Hey, what's up? Barnaby here. In this HelloLife moment, we're going to be talking about alternative treatments for ADHD with Dr. Jeffrey Chamberlain, family medicine specialist. I think every parent's nightmare scenario is my child is going to be snowed by medication, going to be a different person. I don't want to change the child. I just want to modify the behavior. And so naturally, they go for alternative means, maybe seeking a better way. What would you suggest in that realm?
Yeah. I mean, medications can help, but they're usually the last step, because if we can do something else without medications to manage ADHD, we're better off that way. And so, the first thing is just trying to organize your life with either calendars or schedules, or doing things to make the ADHD more manageable. Having simple tasks instead of telling your kid, wake up, put everything on, brush your teeth, do this, do that, get ready to go to school. Maybe just breaking it down into one task at a time. We'll do this, do this.
Kind of stair-step them through it.
Stair-step them through this. So that can help a lot. So managing that way.
Will they learn to string tasks together over time if you give them just incremental tasks?
And that's exactly what they do, is they end up, maybe they won't do it in the order that you want them to do it in, but if they get everything done, that's good, and they can string it together how they want to string it together. So that's an important first step. A lot of people use elimination diets, trying to figure out, is food an aspect, or is what we're putting in our body an aspect that's making the ADHD worse? And there's actually a lot of people who diet actually plays a huge role. And so usually an elimination diet, you can read more about these, but you back off of pretty much a lot of the foods you eat and a lot of things you put in your body, and then slowly put one thing back at a time to see if there's any triggers that cause ADHD.
Would there be any usual suspects, sugar among them?
Sugar is a huge one. Processed foods is a big one. A lot of dyes actually can make ADHD worse that are in the foods.
Right.
Caffeine is a big one. For adults, smoking cigarettes, it can be a big one too.
So if you were to subtract one, would you see great results, or do you have to start really maybe taking all of the things that are perceived to be noxious, eradicate them, and then start with a whole and natural sort of a diet and build up from there and then see if that just takes care of it?
Yeah. It usually works best if you back off the whole natural diet, and then just slowly adding things in one at a time. Usually that's more successful than just trying to pick one thing. Maybe you might get lucky and it's sugar, you get rid of all the sugars and now you're set, but a lot of times it's a bit more complicated than that.
Well, I think we can all be honest with ourselves, and the American diet these days is brutally bad.
It is.
By and large, and so maybe it's time just to go back to basics and see how we behave if we're on the sort of fuel that we were intended to run on.
Exactly. It is better for our bodies in a lot of ways, not just for ADHD, but for everything else.
Yeah. Now, are there any sort of homeopathic supplements or things that we can take to maybe get ourselves closer to being less ADHD-like?
Yeah. And I recommend Synapdol is the next step. If these other things aren't working, HelloLife has a product called Synapdol. And the thing I like about it is that HelloLife offers a free trial of it for a month. And so you can see how things are going. Try it for a month, and if it's helping, great. There's no need to use medications if this is working. And so it's something that definitely people can try and see if it helps them out.
Huh, that's all good stuff per usual, Dr. Jeffrey Chamberlain, because here at HelloLife.net, we're all about matching your commitment to a healthy lifestyle.